On this episode of Walk the Plank, I get you ready for Steel City Con, held at the Monroeville Convention Center in Monroeville, PA. I'll tell you how you can win 3-day passes and which big celebrities will be there. Speaking of celebrities, I talk with series creator / Captain Calico Drake himself, Eric Sprouse, about the newest episode of the award-winning Dead and Buried Treasures. We give you a sneak peek at tonight's movie, and here's a clue: it's a 1964 movie starring Vincent Price. And we answer some of your mailbag questions. All that and more coming up next.
Yeah!
This episode of Walk the Plank is sponsored by Steel City Con, where pop culture rules. Check them out on Facebook and at steelcitycon.com for upcoming events and guests. Welcome to Walk the Plank, the Dead and Buried Treasures pre-show. I'm your host, Rich Kanji, and joining me from Porchview, Pennsylvania, is the series creator of Dead and Buried Treasures, Mr. Eric Sprouse.
Thanks for having me, Rich. It's kind of funny. I'm doing another outdoor show. I feel like I should be fishing. But just as we started the show, like a whole thing of geese and ducks flew by. Because I live kind of in the country, like wah, wah, wah. I was like, oh, well, that's great. How you doing
Doing
tonight?
some bird watching.
Right. How's it going tonight?
Good. It's actually great. Unfortunately, we are winding down the summer. We are now into August. That means before you know it, it's fall, and it's just a miserable winter. So, since we're here and still remaining in summer, what's that?
Don't be fishing, Rich. Tell us what you really think.
I read the Farmer's Almanac. I know what's going on.
It says right here, miserable winter.
Yeah. But since we are still in the heart of summer and it's August, you know what that means? Steel City Con is back. That is the only thing I look forward to in August. Well, next to my birthday, but that's another story. I love Steel City Con. It's been great. They're a sponsor of ours again, and they have an amazing guest lineup this year. Of course, our favorite, John Carpenter. So anybody that knows horror movies knows who John Carpenter is. And he's done 2 of my favorites. 3, 4, 5 of my favorites. You know, Halloween, They Live, Escape from New York. Oh, you name it. We can go on all night about this. But we can't, because there's other guests that are going to appear at Steel City Con that's just phenomenal. I mean, we have at Steel City Con this year the cast of Dexter, Zachary Levi, Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dancing, Red Dawn, you know who that is, Will Wheaton, Alicia Silverstone, Michael Rooker, Wayne Knight, and then some of your wrestlers, Ric Flair, the iconic Ric Flair, and Anna Jay from AEW. And that's just some. That's just maybe a quarter, a third of what they have. They have amazing guest lineup, actors, actresses, and not to mention artists, local artists, and vendors. The vendors, statues, action figures, crafts, root beer. Some of the best root beer I've ever had. So it's just an amazing place to be if you're into pop culture and collectibles sci-fi movies, that's where you need to be.
Right, absolutely. And you know, something else.
Look, you got the mug right there.
Something we just kind of skimmed over right there, and I got to say this, in addition to the wonders of Steel City Con, and I absolutely love SSC, your birthday's in August?
It is. It's funny because so is Gertie's. Professor Gertie, Dana Messino Kanji, her birthday is in August too. We're about a week apart. How about that?
Just something else I have to spend money on for birthday presents.
Well, hey, if you're looking to get us something, just give us money because we're going to Steel City Con and we're probably going to spend too much.
There you go. We'll just give you money. Everybody likes money. Hey, here's birthday money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to blast City Con this year. I'm looking forward to see John Carpenter. I know you are too. He's like one of the last living directors that are like of that royalty era, you know, and like Spielberg, Scorsese, Ford Coppola, John Carpenter, Wes Craven has passed on, Richard Donner passed on. I think Robert Zemeckis is still around, but like, you know, not the Christopher Nolans, the new guys, but the old school that were directing in the 60s and the 70s, and John Carpenter is definitely one I want to meet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to drop a lot of money there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it. What a way to finish off the summer than Steel City Con. And I see you have one of the mugs from Steel City Con.
In fact, as soon as we started working opening in the show, I thought, damn, I should have used it on the show, but I actually have it in the show tonight. So Captain Drake's drinking with his Steel City Con mug, you know.
That's great.
It works better there than it does on the pre-show anyway.
That's true. That's true. So, we are into the 4th season of Dead and Buried Treasure. Speaking of Dead and Buried Treasures, we are into the 4th season. And tonight, what do you have in store for everybody tonight? I understand, I hear that there's a new character debuting. And what's going on with the cast and crew of Dead and Buried Treasures?
I want to stand here like we did in the last couple episodes. Like, hey, how you doing? Hi, nice to see you.
Oh, the anniversary, yes. Yeah. That was fun.
Tonight we are hosting The Last Man on Earth. It's been redone a couple times. The original we're hosting tonight with Vincent Price was done in the form of the Omega Man in the early 70s, I believe, with Charlton Heston. And, of course, with that Chris Rock slapping Will Smith in I Am Legend, I think in 2018, 17, somewhere in that area. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, there's a big difference. And the Will Smith version, of course, seems more real because of the pandemic. And the pandemic, obviously, that we're coming out of, or sort of coming out of. But the difference between the plague in those movies and the one in the Vincent Price version is, for some reason, the plague in the Vincent Price version wants to turn everybody into not zombies, but vampires.
Vampires?
Yeah. Like, no garlic in this film. It's just odd that it would turn everybody into vampires. But it's not a bad movie. It's Vincent Price, and everybody. I love Vincent Price. He's got a star on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood. He was champion in the movies and television, so you can't go wrong with him. And he's like you could almost call him the grandfather of all horror films. He's a great actor, and I can't wait to see what we got planned. We got a trailer tonight, right?
We do, and we're gonna show that right now.
We switch you to the state capitol, where His Excellency, the Governor, is speaking from the Executive Mansion.
Further, I have, in conjunction with the federal government, declared this state to be a disaster area.
I was sent to keep you here until they come.
To kill me.
Vampires, alive among the lifeless. that make the night hideous with their inhuman cravings. If they are not destroyed in the flaming pits of hellfire, or staked to the ground in the light of the sun, will the unbelievable become real? A world of inanimate zombies by day, irresistible, horrifying attackers by night. Can a zombie woman's hunger for love repopulate the earth?
Well, that looks great. I'm excited. I haven't seen this. I've seen the Omega Man and I Am Legend, so this will be a real treat for me. I can't wait to see this. So
you're gonna be one of those people watching that's gonna say, "All right, they didn't have this. They didn't have this. Oh, they added that. No, they didn't have this." I can see you watching it at home.
I will, and I'm gonna call you and tell you all about it.
Yeah, critique it.
I will. So, you know, there's a couple contests going on the Dead and Buried Treasures Facebook page. Of course, one of which is to win 3-day passes to Steel City Con, tonight's sponsor. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. In honor of Steel City Con, obviously, that's the big Pittsburgh convention of the summer. We're doing a contest ourselves on Facebook where sometime you have to, first of all, you have to come to our Facebook page. You have to like and subscribe to it, because several times prior to the convention, we're going to pop on there and give away a set of dual tickets for fans, for viewers, to go to the convention. It's a 3-day pass. You can go all 3 days. It gets you in early, which is big when you got tens of thousands of hordes of people. The pandemic movie is appropriate for tonight. Trying to get in all at once at the doors. There's no real early time to get in unless you get there early, and then you get in another half hour early with the if you win the ticket. So you can go right to your guests and get ready. It's a nice thing to have. But we'll pop on with trivia over the course of the next several weeks, and boom, you can go to the convention for free. And then we have another contest. It's not really a contest, but because it's the summertime, I've always liked to give stuff away in the summer, because it's like the summer months, everybody's happy. So anytime you come onto our Facebook page and you give us your email address, we will give you a free subscription to the Crow's Nest, which is the official newsletter for Dead and Buried Treasures, that you get interviews, behind the scenes photos, upcoming news on the show that you don't get on our Facebook page and you don't get anywhere else. So, you know, just give us your email address, like us, subscribe, and you're set for a summer worth of piratey goodness, a good booty full of adventure. So it'll be a lot of fun.
That's great. And one of my favorite contests that you're going to be doing is drawing the siren. So as everyone that has watched Dead and Buried Treasures knows, there is a character on there, a message in a bottle that speaks, named the Siren. But one of the questions I get on this show, a lot of the questions I get on this show, is who is the Siren? Who is the actress that voices the Siren, the message in the bottle? Because it's kind of been kept secret, and you seem to, well, you haven't mentioned who that actress is. So we have a nice contest going on where you take your artistic talents, even if you have none, give it a shot, and draw what you think the Siren looks like in real life.
Right.
So
yeah, great contest. And you know, the young lady who plays the Siren, Blankety Blank, they should probably, whenever she wins the Oscar, they'll actually say blankety blank on there, or the Emmy. Yeah, she came up with this really grand idea that everybody's always asking what she looks like. It's always a mystery on the show. You never know when we're going to reveal her identity. And I'm telling you, she's a very striking woman. very straightforward. And she says, why don't you have a little contest and have people draw sketches or something of what they think I look like? And I'm like, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. So we have a contest going with that. And the winner, of course, will receive another subscription, a free subscription, lifetime, to the Crow's Nest, the official newsletter of Dead and Buried Treasures, and an autograph of the Siren. So if you're artistic, start sketching what you think she looks like. She could be anything in pirate lore, an elf, a sea goddess, a queen, who knows? We just don't have any idea who she is yet. But some of her identity starts to come out. This is a good episode tonight. It's a cornerstone episode where things start to unravel over the next 3 or 4 episodes. So if you like the mythology of the show, this is one to tune in for tonight. It all starts to happen tonight. And of course, things start to unravel from the bad guys, the battle, the spies, who's the double agent, and it all starts tonight.
Oh, about time. So who's the double agent?
Oh, the mother.
I'll get it eventually.
I'm going to come out in a wig. Oh, hi, Rich. I'm Drake Sr. I'm Drake's mother. You know, that's probably what it'll bounce down to. So I know you've been dying to know. You were doing research over the last several months on things. So
yeah, you're killing me. You're killing me with that.
I get like at least a couple dozen questions a week on this whole double agent spy thing. So tonight we start to unravel some clues.
Well, it's funny we mentioned that because we actually have some questions from Facebook here. And I'm sure one of those questions are, who's the double agent? Because we get it every single time we do Walk the Plank. Every Walk the Plank, there's somebody, one person that writes in, who's the double agent? I think I know who it is. Is this who it is? Who is it? So we're going to get right into these because I'm sure we got at least one good question. And I got to get to this episode tonight because if you're going to tell us who the double agent is tonight, or we're one step closer, I need to get to this episode.
You're going to have to tune in to find out. But get your scorecards if you're keeping record. I know there's like a dozen suspects. Somebody is not as they seem on the show. And I'll leave it at that. So we'll see how that turns out.
You suck. All right, let's go. Let's get into this.
It'll be a lot of fun, though. Hey, it's like my old dean used to say when I was getting my doctorate, Robert Morris. Fred used to say, "It's not about the destination; it's the journey." So, I'm doing a lot of journeying.
It's been a long journey.
It is a long journey, but hey, it's fun.
Yes, it is. It is. It'll be worth it. Okay, we're going to Benton, Maine. Steve Kohler asks, my guess for the spy, see, what did I tell you? Is either Marabella or the Siren. Marabella already turned on the Captain Drake once. On the other side of the coin, you've never seen the Siren for some reason. And while she has the voice of gold, those are the ones that always strike from behind the curtain.
Gold.
What do you think of my reasoning? Haha. Also, maybe Jasper.
That's pretty good reasoning, and this guy's apparently a fan. He knows some of the plot lines we've done on the episodes, like Mirabella and how she was a turncoat at one time, but she's okay now, or is she? And then, that's a pretty. We've kind of covered that as much as we can, and I want to move on because I know you have a lot of questions, but that's some pretty good reasoning. Yeah, that is. We'll see.
All right. Tom Holloway from Lawtonville, Missouri writes, every time you get a new show, I go back and watch the one prior, since sometimes they're connected. So I went back before the anniversary show and did some homework with the cliffhanger and the spy. But then I went back before that and saw the big guy take out the Captain Time. I get a feeling there's a battle brewing pretty soon. Am I right?
Yeah, there's a battle coming. I know we promoted that for a while now on the show, but for a while we had to close things down because of COVID and some different things, technicalities. But we're back on board now, and we can address some of these things. There is a battle coming. I think if you watch it all the way to the end of tonight's show, you'll see some of that tonight, or at least it's starting to begin tonight. We'll see.
Okay. Erica Allen.
Questions other than the spy? You ever dig deep in that mailbag?
Well,
anything other
what
than
did I tell you? What did I tell you? I said every month we get these questions. So until you reveal that spy, you will continue to get these questions.
I should have done this years ago.
This is on you, Sprouse. This is on you. All right. Erica Allen. Erica Allen from Lancaster, Pennsylvania says, "Hi, Captain. I live in Pennsylvania and watch your show through DB and ATV. I hear rumor that Jack might be hosting cartoons on Saturday morning, like old school cartoons. Any truth in that?"
There's truth in everything. So yes, there's some truth in that, but there's also some other truth that my hosts for the Walk the Plank show may be hosting it. We don't know. So maybe it'll be a duo. It'll be the dynamic duo. Retro Rich.
You never know. You never know. And Jack.
There is some truth in that, but you'll have to tune in to DBTV to find out.
Mm-hmm. Nancy Cartwright from Dormont, PA. That's not far from us. "Hi, Captain. I love the concept of your show. Of course, it helps that I'm 32 and I'm always attracted to the wrong guys like pirates. Are you single?"
Me? Is this for me?
Yeah, this one's for you. Yeah.
Wow, I'm flattered. I don't really know how to answer that. I'll say this: I'm flattered, Nancy. I appreciate that. I am me, and we'll talk. I don't know, but I am flattered. Thank you very much. I'm glad I can be one of those guys in the lineup to ruin your life.
Oh man!
If you want your life ruined, just give me a buzz.
Oh boy. Okay. Joshua Nedley from Porttown, Montana says, "I'm a big fan of Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing Dracula films. Do you have any plans to host any more other than Horror Express? I love Darren McGavin. Are there any Night Stalker movies available?" Good question.
The Night Stalkers, I'm pretty sure copyrighted, and I love that show. It was like my original X-Files. In fact, Chris Carter got the idea for the X-Files based on the Night Stalker. So I don't think even his TV movies of the Night Stalker, the Night Strangler and the Night Stalker, I believe, are copyrighted along with the TV episodes. It only lasted a season, but what a great show it was. However, if you like Darren McGavin, stay tuned. We have a couple of good ones coming up. We have one called Hangar 18. He's involved in a cover-up of alien conspiracy. And we also, getting to your other part of the question with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, yes, there's another movie coming up soon called The Satanic Rites of Dracula. Actually, it's known in the country as Count Dracula and His Vampire Brides. So I believe it's the third part to the closing of the trilogy where Peter Cushing was Van Helsing and Christopher Lee was Dracula, and they battled it out. And that's the only one of that trilogy that I remember when I was a kid. Great movie, and we will be hosting that very soon.
Excellent. Excellent. Looking forward to that. Okay, we have another one here. Rebecca Bear from Littletown, Arizona writes, "I love the Pirates Booty the last couple weeks on your podcast. I love listening to the interviews with some of your crew. Did you ever consider having a Pirates Booty episode where you interview yourself? I don't think I'm alone in saying that your viewers would like to hear what makes the captain tick.
You know, backing up a couple letters, I think Nancy would love that.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I talked to Rich. I talked to tonight, your host tonight. I talked to Rich about this, and hopefully we can do a Pirates Booty, maybe even tonight. You know, if it inspires us. First of all, we're doing this in the daylight tonight because I love doing it out in the open. I'm an outdoor guy, and I love doing it outside. It's summer. I love getting outside to do stuff. But when the Pirates Booty airs tonight, you know, maybe Rich and I'll just do the show and take some calls and talk about me. I know there's a lot of viewers' letters I get over the months, weeks, whatever you want to call it, during shows, in between shows, wanting to know just silly stuff like, what's your favorite movie, or where'd you grow up, or why did you do TV? And we just never get into that kind of stuff because we're talking about the show so much. But yeah, I think it'd be kind of fun to do an interview if you would be okay with that, Rich.
I would be.
And there you go. So we'll give it a shot.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for tonight because we're right there. We are right there. Although we did get through a good bit of questions, we still have more. And don't forget, the Pirates Booty, as we just mentioned and was just asked, is coming up after Dead and Buried Treasures. So you will get even more viewer questions and answers. So let's get you to tonight's movie, which I'm very excited for.
Remember, Rich, though, the most important thing before we sign off, it's a pirate's life for both of us.
It really is. So, tonight's movie, The Last Man on Earth, Vincent Price, Dead and Buried Treasures. We will see you next time. Enjoy.
A dead man's chest, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum. Drink and the devil be done for the rest, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum. The mate was fixed by the possum's spike, possum's brain with a marlin spike, and a cookie's throat was marred belike, had been gripped by fingers then.
It's the Pirates Booty, our after show, seen immediately after Dead and Buried Treasures ends. Captain Calico Drake and series creator Eric Sprouse take your calls for up to an hour, answering questions about the series or whatever's on your mind about the Swashbucklers' haunt, the club, convention appearances, and much more. That's our after show, the Pirates Booty, taking your booty calls till the wee hours of the morning, immediately following Dead and Buried Treasures on most affiliates.